What's up, my arch Vincent Chaos? This is your Kid Rose Chaos, another news video. I was meaning to drop this alongside my Vincent review for, the article, but I haven't done it, so I got a lot of projects on my mind. I got a wedding to go to, a whole bunch of other stuff going on, and still on the process of moving out, so yeah, I can't get everything done. And then I'm working on some psychology stuff to get my mind working again. Because a strong mind with a strong body is where it's at. Now let's get to the topic at hand. Vincent Valentine. It said Iowan will be in Rebirth. There, that's the end of the video. Get out of here. Get lost. No, okay, fine. I'll stay. But they're not playable. That's the bad news. You already know about Vincent not being playable. Obviously, Sid's not playable. He was not even mentioned in the trailer. He was not mentioned in the trailer that at all that came out of the state of play. So, but it did say he was in there. And it makes sense. If we're gonna go all the way to Forgotten Capital, then it's possible you're gonna go to Rocket Town, and Rocket Town stuff will happen, and that arc will happen. So, it's just Vincent and Sid won't be playable. There'll be just two Red 13s, pretty much. Like Red 13 was in the original remake. They'll accompany you. You can press the trigger button to help you fight enemies, but you won't be able to do combos or switch as that character. So, again, we'll still get the characters, you just won't be able to control both the characters, obviously. And maybe Sid won't even be in the action like Vincent is. I think Sid will be someone you probably buy something from in the first game, and then, the third game is actually where you can use both of them as regular characters, because I think at this point, they're still working on Sid's moveset. And, I think they were maybe going to make Vincent playable, but they wanted to do him justice, so instead it's just going to be Vince's story that's in this, and he'll be in your party to help you, but that's it. And it makes a lot of sense. This is going to be a big enough game. You got a lot to do already. This is like The Witcher, Breath of the Wild, Horizon Zero Dawn, and stuff like that. Now, it's interesting that they chose Matt Mercer for Vincent Valentine. I like it. He has the range to play Vincent Valentine perfectly, as he played Ganondorf in Tears of the Kingdom. And I like this better than what Mortal Kombat's doing, and I know I'm going to get hate for the Mortal Kombat thing. But I like this better than what's going on with Mortal Kombat, because they have Megan Fox voicing a character, but Megan Fox, to be honest, has really not much to do with voice acting, to be honest. Maybe she did a movie in Disney, I don't know. But this is better because at least Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is picking someone that's in the industry. Because Matt Mercer actually has a lot of work in video game voice acting, besides just Ganondorf. I have followed his career for a long time, even before he was a voice actor, and he was just doing Final Fantasy Kingdom Hearts cosplay. I followed Matt Mercer's career pretty well, so I like it, and he has the range to do it, and that's how you do it, is to get someone that's well known inside the industry. Because it's kind of weird to have someone. No, don't get me wrong. Megan Fox did do some acting. She did some acting really in Transformers, and let's be real honest. Most of us, maybe later on, because but she was pretty hot in Transformers. Don't get me wrong. I like the Southern girl who could fix cars stuff too, because I'm from the Midwest myself. If you're from Kansas, Southern girls are beasts, but that's besides the point. The point is, she's better off fitted with acting, real life live action acting, better than she is voice acting. And I think the only reason why Mortal Kombat 1 did that is because they hope the name sells. But see, that's where things is wrong. High profile doesn't mean talent in that select area. That's like if you try to make a rap tribute CD album. I don't think anyone does CDs anymore. But you're known for rock. It's kind of weird. That's exactly why Megan Fox is a man. MGK probably gets scrutiny too because he's a genre switcher, but I'm not going to get into that. You know if you know, but the point is, just because you have a high-profile actor doing your characters does not really make it work. I like that they with Matt Mercer being Vincent because Matt Mercer worked on video games before. He's been in the industry to voice video games. That's where Rebirth has done right over that. Now I'm over that opinion. I just wanted to put that little rant there, just to fill in some time. But yes, my theory, my theories for Sid is that if he is going to accompany like Vincent is, it'd probably be the only thing is the Rocket Town segments, and then Sid would act as a merchant for the party after the Rocket Town segment. Because also it makes sense lore-wise, because in the original Final Fantasy VII, Sid didn't really want to join us. In fact, Sid was kind of even way more pissed off than he was before, because not only he owed Shinra a lot of money, but he was also a wanted man by Shinra as well. So that was and that was done by us recruiting him to the party. So he became a wanted man on top of the fact that he owed a huge, impossible $1 trillion debt to Shinra for the accident inside the spaceship, which canceled the spaceship program. If you didn't know that, but yes, I think he's just gonna be a merchant for a while, to keep also the lore and also to not keep too many guest characters there. And plus, you with only Vincent alone, that's gonna give you a boost to help you fight, monstrous bosses like Genova, Sephiroth, and any others, or even super bosses they introduced in Rebirth. So, my theory with that one is that, Rufus Shinra will team up with Palmer. Rufus Shinra will team up with Palmer. And Cloud and whoever's your party will fight Palmer, but Vincent will be fighting Rufus. And that'd be a good dichotomy since they're both gunslingers. Both two opposites of the same coin. As for Rufus, Shinra isn't really a good guy. He may be an anti-hero, but he doesn't do it for the good of others. He does it to make himself look good. As for Vincent is, for humanity because of the horrible experiments that Hojo has done, and he doesn't want nobody to go through what Hojo has done to him. So I think it'd be like a huge thing. I think Rufus would try to recruit Vincent. Vincent would tell Rufus to go suck a fat one because, well, there's curses in the remake too. So I'm pretty sure he would just say, go suck a fat one, son of Shinra. Yeah, this is why I'm not a voice actor, but that's not besides the point. I think that's what's gonna happen. So you're gonna have to fight both, and the remake's gonna change things. Obviously, Rebirth's gonna change things because again, this remake is totally different than the classic. Whereas you only fought Palmer with a couple of soldier, and then a truck hits Palmer. It's gonna be, a truck's gonna hit both of them. I think Vincent will probably make quick work of Rufus because, well, I'm gonna be honest, Rufus is not that strong. He's cool looking, but he's not that strong. I gotta be completely honest. He's not that powerful at all. So it's like, I don't see Rufus overpowering Vincent. So even just having Vincent alone will already make your powerful too powerful. Your party will be enough to fight Sephiroth and Genova. So I think, like I said, he'll make quick work of Rufus. Probably help you fight Palmer. It's gonna happen a little bit the same way. I hope they keep the truck hitting Palmer, because that was funny. I ain't gonna lie, that was really funny the way it was done, at least in the original. So I'll take those two players out of the game for a while, and I feel like we're gonna see more Rufus in Rebirth anyway. So why not make him more of a threat than normal? This is before his anti-hero stuff, so. And then this will also give more screen time to Palmer as well, because Palmer is directly aimed at Sid. Just like how Scarlet is aimed at Yuffie and Wu-Tai in this, at least in this continuity, because it was Heidegger in the original, but the Wu-Tai war was Shinra's, was Scarlet's doing. So Scarlet's attached to Yuffie as her rogues gallery. Palmer would be tied to Sid because Sid, because Palmer is the director of the space program, so we're probably gonna see more Palmer. We might see some Hojo, but like I said, I think Hojo will probably be in the beginning. I don't see Hojo coming at here with some, stuff right now. I think he's gonna probably do something else for a while. But plus, he quit Shinra for a little bit from when I in the original, so it might end up the same. So, I mean, obviously, there's going to probably be some clashes, of course, with members of Shinra. I think the most important Shinra members that you're going to see is Rufus, the Turks, obviously, and then Palmer. And I think that's most likely going to be then. You're still going to see the other ones, but not as much. And they put Scarlet so much in episode intermission, so you're not going to see her as much. Maybe the Corral, but they might change it in its Heidegger. And then there's also a fourth wild card. Why we need Genesis and Sid. The man that's been in the history of Shinra archives for a long time. As long as Sephiroth, as long as close to Sephiroth. Genesis Rhapsodus. If Deep Ground is all about and all around and about, you could bet you that maybe Genesis might be a super boss, or instead of Sephiroth, Genesis takes the spotlight as the final boss. Because we still, even though I think Genesis is more of an observer, I'm going to be honest, he's more of an observer. I don't think he's going to do anything yet to anybody. But I still have that theory that Sephiroth has sent, Genesis sent Sephiroth from the future, from the Dirge Service timeline to the remake timeline. So everything was orchestrated by Genesis. I still think he'd still continue his thing, but if he does, someone makes it into a boss or a special boss, or maybe a DLC with Vincent and Sid working together only. And in episode, Vincent would have Genesis as the final boss to fight. And even though we're going to have Zack too, but Zack's not going to come till later on. So I can't believe that, that's going to be truly a thing or not. So I just personally can't, see that possibility in there. So I think it's most likely that if anything else, if they don't give us a Dirge Service remake that has a different ending where Sephiroth comes back, then it's going to most likely be an episode Sid and Vincent, and then they fight Genesis and defeat Genesis right after part 2. But then there's also a thing too why Sid and Vincent are required. The edge of creation. The 37 seconds that Sephiroth was talking about. If you know, you know. The meaning of the 37 seconds. I think it's 37 to 73 seconds. It's one of those things. But this adds all the timelines together. So if they had to make Sephiroth the final boss again, I don't think they would. I think that'd be kind of tacky to make Sephiroth the final boss. In my honest opinion. Just being real. But if they did, this would probably be the meaning, as we play the first round, the second, then we're going to be playing the second round where it's Yuffie, Sid, and Vincent and Kate Sith versus Sephiroth for a while. And then it'll go back to the Edge of Creation where Sephiroth explains you got 30 seconds. This is the Edge of Creation. And then that'd be the end. If they make Sephiroth the final boss, I really hope they don't. I really hope that they save Sephiroth for part 3. May the crystal bless you, like and subscribe. Those are my views and opinions about this discovery. I really just did it because I made a nice thumbnail with this.